What's going on, guys? JR Sports Cards coming at you with another video today. As you saw by the title, I'm going to be talking to you about why the hobby is dying. And you're probably thinking I'm absolutely crazy for thinking something like this because the hobby's at an all-time high right now. But I'm not talking about short-term, I'm talking about long-term. But before we get into today's video, I just want to announce next Saturday we're having our podcast. Again, we're going to go live, do some more giveaways, so make sure you're there Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It was super fun. It's going to be super fun, so definitely be there. And yeah, guys, so let's get into today's topic, and that is the hobby is dying. And it's an interesting take here. And you can disagree with me, but this is just my take. So as you guys know, the hobby right now is at an all-time high. You can't get any retail, sports cards in stores. Cards are selling for insane prices right now. I mean, a Mickey Mantle just sold for $6.5 million. You had a Trout Superfractor 101 autograph sell for $4 million. It's just the market is crazy. The Giannis it was either just over $1 million or just under $1 million. I'm not sure, but that's the market right now. It's insane. $65 for a blaster box for Prism, $100 some odd for a Mega for retail sports cards that weren't even touched a few years ago, right? And that's due to a bunch of different reasons. I think the stronger rookie classes are something to look at for this. Players like Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson. I mean, pretty simple explanation for why everything's so high compared to, in 2013 or 2015 when the rookie class wasn't as stacked, right? So I think we can argue that. But what scares me the most in the future of collecting, and I'm not saying 5 to 10 years down the line, I'm talking 15, 20 years down the line. When I am an adult, when I'm 35, when I'm 40, why I don't think collecting is going to be either a thing. I mean, I think it will always be a thing. But why I think it's not going to be as big as a thing as it was right now. As we know, in the 90s, it was huge, right? But that was the junk wax era, of course. Mass overproduction of cards. And we saw that slow decline in the market, and now it's starting to come right back up with this new era of sports cards with the number, the autographs, the jerseys, the XYZ, the Chrome S cards. We're seeing this little jump in the market. But the problem is, if the market stays this high, it's bound to crash at some point, right? It's just like the stock market. It can't just keep going up, 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 up. Even if it flatlines, it's still going to crash at some point. And I worry that the next generation of collectors, so maybe not people my age, but there's not a lot of people that collect that are my age, but potentially people that are children right now, I want to say, when do you start collecting? Maybe, 8 years old to when you're 14 years old, right? Or the prime years of kid collecting, right? We're missing a whole generation of that right now, while the market is so high, specifically for retail sports cards. When I got into collecting, I got into collecting by opening up packs, by going to Target, spending an hour in the aisle deciding what I'm gonna buy. Am I gonna buy some opening day baseball today? Am I gonna buy some Donruss? Am I gonna buy a repack box? There used to have these 20. They called them a monster box, 20 packs of pretty solid packs to open. That was the fun of collecting when you were young. I mean, now I feel obviously as you grow older, it's going to turn more into something that you can make money off of just in general. Money, rules the world. But no, I still have a passion for collecting, but obviously you see more of a fiscal side of the hobby here. But when you're younger, you just want to open up packs, you want to collect cards, you want to sort them. I mean, it's prime collecting, right? I think we can all agree on that. And the problem with not having retail sports cards accessible to kids is we're going to be missing out on a vital wave of collectors. I mean, dependent on how long this retail craze, is, and I guess you could argue that it's a hype right now, But at the same time, I can see this is like more than a hype. This is like hype usually lasts for a few weeks, maybe a few months, but this is another type of hype, right? We're going to be missing out on a portion of collectors for however long this retail hype goes on for. And I think that is going to be a major problem. I don't think we're going to see card shops down the line here in when I'm an adult. We're not going to have card conventions. It's just going to be the hobby just going to not be as important to people. I think Facebook groups are going to die. Instagram sports card collecting Instagrams are going to die, because you see most of these sports card collecting Instagrams are from kids, from whether they're early teens, late teens. The main next wave of social media collectors, I like to say, are kids. And so the problem with the retail thing right now is the people that have access to it are the older people that can drive, 18 and over, 16 and over, whatever. And already, I mean, people that are 16 to like 22, 25, I mean, you're also missing a portion of collectors just because of that, that wave where the market just was like terrible, right? So you're missing a lot of the 2000s people, like people born in the 2000s or like late 1990s, you're already missing them. So the fact that people that are 30, 40, 50, 60 years old right now are like the main people in the market, right? I mean, people that own card shops are more likely over 55. People that own the bigger sports card businesses or like bigger Instagram pages, bigger YouTubes, are going to be 30 to 50 years old. I mean, for someone, I'm 18 right now, you're not going to see a lot of 18-year-old collectors with YouTube channels that are going to be able to pump out content, because I feel like I gain most of my knowledge, most of what I share with you guys by opening up packs, by being in the hobby since I was 12, right? So the fact that kids are not going to be able as drawn to the hobby is detrimental to the future of collecting. And just the overall, like, it's a tough barrier to entry for younger collectors. You need more capital, you need more resources. So for me, like, I'm lucky enough to be able to drive a car, go check out these Target stores, go to these card conventions, right? But what initially drew me in to going to these card conventions, wanting to start a YouTube channel, was opening packs. I loved opening packs. Packs. I mean, I could buy something out of eBay, but I wouldn't get the same rush that I would buying something off eBay, getting mail-in, that I would opening packs. I mean, packs are the biggest draw into the hobby. I mean, you even see on video games, people that know Madden, football, or NBA 2K, people like opening up the packs, right? It's this rush, it's this feeling, it's this something that you can't make happen without actually like doing the opening the packs and like having a chance of getting a really great card. So this non-access to retail, again, is going to be holding back this generation, because they're not going to be able to get their hands on collecting. They're not going to be able to get into the hobby. And as I grow up, right, and as people my age kind of grow up and hopefully not get away from collecting, but I feel like that could happen. I mean, we're not going to see as many sports card related activities. As I said before in the video, shops, etc. The access to sports cards and the demand for sports cards is going to go down. And I believe as demand goes down, somehow the supply is going to go down, because the price is going to drop, like, basic macro, microeconomics, whatever, supply and demand graph, right? So I think it's vital that we give back to the community in a sense. We need to get younger collectors and this younger generation into collecting. We need to get people my age into collecting. We need to get people that are in high school into collecting if the hobby is going to succeed, right? I mean, we could be selling, like all this retail right now. Everybody's selling the retail to like, adults or other people that are making money off the hobby, which is, basic capitalism. So I can't go necessarily like against it, right? But we're not being rational as humans. I mean, humans in general aren't rational, but as collectors and as a hobby together, we're not being rational for the future. Us taking off all the supply and kind of selling it to each other and selling it to people that are older isn't good for the future of the hobby. It's selfish in a sense, right? If you're selling it to people that are 40, 50 years old, you're leaving out those collectors that don't have the same resources, same opportunity as somebody that's older. So we need to be focusing on getting this younger generation into collecting if we're ever going to see collecting take off. In the future, for me personally, I mean, I see the hobby for the next few years and maybe the next 10, 20 years as an uphill, steadily increasing, possibly exponential. But I think the problem is, as we get down the line and more people get out of collecting, whether, no matter the circumstances, but as you get older, things become tougher sometimes. We're missing this whole portion of younger collectors that we're missing them right now because we're not be able to draw them into the hobby, which is going to be tough for the future. But yeah, I guess a more grim video, but I kind of just wanted to share those thoughts, and I thought it was interesting, an interesting take on the retail craze right now. And you guys know me. I mean, I go on retail hunts, but when I get retail hunts, I give back to the community. I sell these cards to collectors going to be opening these packs and people that I know that are going to enjoy the hobby and get other people interested in the hobby. And obviously the pandemic's not helping with the fact of not being able to go to these card conventions. I mean, pandemic's helping in the sense of cards are at an all-time high right now. But that is the problem we need to solve, and that is what's going to happen in the future. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, drop a comment down below about what you think about the situation. Am I wrong? Is what I'm saying absolutely wrong? I mean, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do I need to rethink the way that I'm looking at the hobby right now? I'm trying to look at it in an objective way, right? And again, smash that like button. Help me with the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate everybody's support. And guys, again, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live podcast on YouTube. I'm super excited to get that done. But guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.